How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious, and welcome to the most free-to-play guide you will ever see, you could ever hope for Stage 6 in Acheron's arsenal. This is the new limited gear aid. You can see Power of Dominance is off. I've spent over 6 hours now in this perfecting my strategy, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. It started off with me challenging myself to beat this epics only, and we did. That video will come out tomorrow, but that's not going to be for everyone. I used pretty good gear. What we're going to do here, we're bringing 2 legendaries. I swapped out 2 of my units. Now I'm bringing 2 legendaries, and the gear is so fine. We're using so much tier 1 gear. All 3 of our DPS units all have tier 1 gear on the right side. On the left side, our 2 legendaries both have tier 1 gear, and then Idril has Warlord. Everything else for our supports, it's all tier 1 and tier 2. The singular exception is going to be Dolores, who's in a Wings of Grace, so we can make good use of her exclusive piece of gear. But this strategy, guys, I mean, just look at it. This is as accessible as you could ever want. I promise. I put a ton of work into this, so I really hope it helps just a bunch of you guys. And the 2 legendaries we're bringing, Comet and Nyx, are so not needed for this. You just need any good AoE DPS. You can even use epic AoE DPS, as I did in my epics only clear. The only caveat is it's going to require better gear. But as you'll see here, we're not going to fully break down all the gear now, but if we look at Comet, he's in a Fracture set and a Calamity set. If we look at Nyx over here, she's in a Night Terror set and a Calamity set. And then even our single, we're only bringing 3 DPS, our single epic DPS, Idril, she's in really normal gear too, a Wisdom set, and then Warlord, the 1 tier 2 DPS set we're bringing on the left. No exclusive artifacts, nothing like that at all. This is just easy, simple, and accessible, and I hope it helps a ton of you. So if you appreciate it, and if it helps, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's hop right on in. I'll show all the builds, all the gear at the end of the battle, but I want to get into the strategy right now. First things first, we're going to place Idril here in the middle, pointed to the right. And as soon as we can, we're going to place Dolores, making sure Idril's in her range. So again, Dolores is our 1 unit in tier 3 gear. She's in a Wings of Grace set, so it's plus 12 attack to Idril. If you don't have that, that's fine. You just will have to deal with some RNG with Dolores because she's not going to have a 100% chance to get a third of her ult back every time. That is a 100% chance if she's A5 and you have her exclusive gear. We're going to wait now and let Idril whack away at these guys. As soon as we have 22 costs, we're going to place Nyx here, pointed down. And again, Nyx and Comet can be replaced by basically any good legendary AoE DPS. I'll give a bunch of substitutes at the end. Let's throw it on 1x now. And as soon as we can ult with Idril, we will. Boom. Now we're going to wait for Idril to get this kill. And once she does, we're going to ult with Dolores. And a key thing we're going to use a lot in this fight is Idril's passive, where while she's ulting, if another ally ults, Idril's next shots will be juiced up. They're going to hit harder. So you'll see that now, and you'll see it throughout the battle. I like to make good use out of that because it just makes sure she kills everything in time. So we're not going to ult or do anything yet until Idril gets this kill. As soon as she does, though, and she switches to this target, we're going to ult with Nyx, and watch this now. So she just hit for like 50k. Now we ult with Nyx, 168k. So that's the beauty of taking advantage of that passive. We'll break it down in a little more detail once we show Idril's gear, and then I'll pull up her skills. So we wait now, let her get this kill, and as soon as she moves targets to this guy now, we're going to place Livian, and actually Livian insta-ults when she's placed, so we'll get the same effect. Ult, boom, 54k, 168k. Amazing. Let's let this happen now. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as that guy in the back dies, the flyer there, he just died, about at that time you can pick up Livian. We're going to cycle her off just for a moment so we can place some other units. Now Comet will be in a mirrored position to Nyx. We're going to point him down. And this is a good time to mention we do have 2 units in tier 2 support gear. Those are Hollow and Vortex. They're both in an Invigoration set. And Invig is important here because they're going to be buffing our Nyx and our Comet. Again, you don't need this, but then you'll just need a little bit more gear. But if you bring your tier 2 or your tier 3 sets for your legendary DPS, you absolutely do not need it. As soon as we have 17 costs, we're going to take Hollow here and point her up towards Comet. You can see now he's buffed with this Invig buff plus 10%. We'll do the same thing in a moment with Vortex buffing Nyx. Throw it on 2x now. We're actually not going to place Vortex yet. We're going to be placing Olag. You'll see these units important. These are like these, I call them the torpedo guys. They kind of shoot by and they'll deal DPS to all of us as they pass through. You'll see we're going to get hit hard, but then they disappear. These guys never go to the portal, so then they kind of count as kills, which is nice. As soon as you have the 18 costs, place Olag. I like to point Olag down. It helps for 2 reasons. When the summoner guy here, if he ever makes it deep enough, if he comes, Olag can get some hits out and build a little rage. We never need to ult with Olag to help him, but it's another way to juice up Idril while she's ulting. And additionally, when he's pointed down that way, he can block units as they pass through a little longer if it does come to that. Hollow's ult is full now, so let's ult with Hollow. Looking good. And now once we get 17 costs, we're going to place Vortex here, point it up, and you'll see he's placed Invigoration on Nyx. Let's put it on 1x. As soon as these guys enter Comet's range, we're going to ult with Comet. We're not going to ult with Idril and Dolores yet, though. Not until we've killed this guy, the summoner in the back. So let's wait 1 moment. As soon as we get that kill, though, let's ult with Idril. Let her get 1 shot off. Now ult with Dolores. And now we're going to do a little bit more manipulating of the ults of our allies to keep revving up Idril. So as soon as we get this kill on this target and we switch targets, we're going to ult with Olag. So you'll see the damage goes up. Boom, 158k. Now, as soon as we switch to the next one, we're going to ult with Hollow. This also will give some rage to Idril. Boom. And now we're going to do the Livian trick again. As soon as we switch targets, we're going to do Livian, pointing her down for the same block reason as Olag. There's the revved up hits. And the goal here is just to make sure you kill these first 4 guys. If this guy lingers, they do have a chance to kill Vortex, believe it or not, which is pretty annoying. These guys have an interesting thing. They're very, very difficult, the Shade of Acheron, where if there are no enemies in range, every second they start charging up their attack. So because they're camped out here for so long, they hit like a truck. There is a funky thing with these units, and I'll tell you in a second as more are spawned. These guys, aside from the first 4 that spawn at the very start of the battle, these guys, if they pass into the portal, do not count as hitting the portal. It is for sure a bug. I'm going to ignore the bug and try to kill them. You don't have to kill them, though. However, when I was streaming this, people were like, why do you keep killing them? It doesn't matter if they go in the portal. These guys hit like a truck. So if you don't kill any of them, they're going to start picking off your units, right? So for me, it was easier, honestly, to try to kill them. So that's what we're doing here. If you want to just tank it through and not do that, that's fine. But I actually found the run to be easier if you do kill them and don't take advantage of the bug. So we're going to wait now. We'll throw it on 2x. Next up is going to be Nyx, or whatever DPS you have here. As soon as these units enter range, we're going to ult. We're not ulting with Dolores yet, though. There are 5 of them, but we just need to get 1 kill and we're good. There you go. Let's throw this on 1x now. As soon as Hollow's ready, we're going to ult with her. We'll get a little more rage for Idril. And now here's a funky part. We got to do 2 things. One is, you can see these guys are coming forward. They're going to attack Vortex. They theoretically could kill him. So what we're going to do, we wait for him to get hit once, then we ult. He's going to protect himself as well as protect everyone else. We're good to go. Hollow is going to die from these 2. So what I'm going to do is try to let her ult for as long as possible to keep Idril going. And then actually I'm going to pick Hollow up. We'll be fine. It's not going to tear up the run. When I was practicing this and figuring out my strategy, I got worried about that, but then I realized we can just cycle her off. So there, they just attacked Vortex once. Now let's ult with him. He put some shields up for himself. So what we're doing is we're waiting till both these guys are going to be shooting at Hollow at the same time, and that's when you're going to pick her up. Right before that, you can ult with Comet. Focusing on Hollow, though. There they go. This guy's about to draw the yeah, see, this guy's also aiming. That's when we're going to pick up Hollow. We're going to hold off on everyone else for a moment. Comet took care of that. Ideally, we want to save Idril and Dolores until after these units. You can see if they do pass through, it's fine. We don't care because these guys do not count towards the portal, but it's fine. We'll get the kills anyway, typically. Now we're going to ult with Idril. As soon as she switches targets over here, we're going to try to pick this guy off. We're going to ult with Dolores. We should get the kill. And then as soon as she switches there, we're going to go with Olag. Hopefully we get some kills over here on the side. Slightly distracted, but okay, she goes for those units now. You can see we're almost ready to come back with Hollow as well. And this is where the battle gets crazy. I would call this the second half of the battle. Now units start coming out from this portal up here and this portal up here. It's just an onslaught. One thing to be cognizant of, these guys are evil. They're going to start flying and then they land, and they're so tanky. So if you're going to use lesser units like epics, you're going to need good gear. Otherwise, just bring your good legendaries and you'll be able to kill these guys no problem. Now we settle in. Here they come. They're going to fly, and then they land over here, and they're really pesky. You can, by the way, replace Livian and Olag or whatever tanks you bring with a DPS dealing tank or like a tanky fighter. That'll be another way to get more DPS out. I just found it was easier to just do the 3 DPSers, the 2 AoE guys here, and let our tanks tank. So Hollow's back. Let's place her in the same spot. Now let's ult with Vortex for some tankiness. Let's go with Nyx. As soon as Dolores is ready, we're going to ult with her. And as soon as Comet's ready, we're going to ult with him. And here is the onslaught. Let's ult with Hollow to get some rage. And you can just see they keep coming and coming, but we're ulting with Dolores. We got our AoE DPS going. We're looking good. Olag is ready for an ult. We're going to save that for the end if we really need it with Idril. As soon as Idril's ready, we're going to ult. Now we're really waiting on Dolores here. Let's throw it on 1x. Pretty good shape. Let's ult with Dolores. Get an ult with Hollow here. And then this guy can be pesky. He can throw the runs off. He can summon some units if we don't kill him fast enough. So we really want Idril to focus on him. I think she's about to. So let's ult with Olag. Nope, she got distracted there. Nope, here we go. Can we get him before he summons? He summoned 1 unit. Of course he did. And 1 unit got through. Great. Well, let's get this clean finish, and then I'll redo the ending for you guys. We'll fast forward up to that point so you can see it. But that is how the run works. Unfortunately, there is some annoying RNG, so that's why I'm going to leave this part in with Idril. She is so annoying where she chooses to target. You know, typically you think it's whomever is closest to the portal, but she finds ways to make that not the case all the time. Also, when she ults, she doesn't just target. She doesn't focus her priority on air units, which you wish she did there. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to head right back into the battle, keep the POD off. You can see I'm going to do this again. I'll do it on like 8x speed, and we'll pick up at the end of the battle once again. I'll see you in a moment. All right, we're entering that second half of the battle now. Hopefully everything's going to line up beautifully. Good news is, unless you're making a guide, you only need to beat this thing once. Then you'll have POD and you'll get everything silky smooth. All right, let's throw this on 1x. We're going to want to line up our ults here as Hollow comes back around. Let's ult with Nyx. Get an ult with Vortex for a little protection. We're going to go with Dolores. As soon as we can, we're going to go with Comet. Then we're going to throw Hollow on for some rage. So far, looking really good. It's Hollow. When Nyx is ulting here, she's going to take care of that side. Comet as well, as long as Dolores is going. And again, this whole thing goes so smooth if you just use the really good gear. But I wanted to show you that without that much effort, bad gear totally works. Let's go now with Idril so she can start helping out. As soon as we can, we're going to get Dolores going once again. Let's use Olag here so we can pick off that straggler. Perfect. You saw that was powered up. And we're in pretty good shape. Let's go with Hollow, and hopefully this time Idril does get the pick off. Focus there before the summoner. We got a stun from Livian, and there we go. Perfect. Wrap the whole thing up. So there you have it, folks. That is going to be the run. I'm excited to show you the builds, the gear. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. The end of the run can take a minute because these guys are so freaking tanky. Just wait till Dolores is ready to go again. And yeah, I'll take you through every single character and legendaries you could swap in. There are really endless possibilities. For this specific strategy, I guess Idril is like the key piece, but who doesn't have Idril? if you're at this level of content. And everyone else, you can just really get so many different things going. I'll say the unique range, I should say, for Hollow and Vortex is very clutch. But a lot of units have that range, don't they? Here are the stats. Very even distribution in terms of DPS between our 3 DPSers. Let's hop in and let's show it all off. Let's just work our way down the line. We didn't deploy Raiden. We're using only Epic Lords, obviously, by the way. Let's start off with Comet. But you can see we're just going Fracture here. Pretty simple stuff. I'll click through each piece. You can see he is crit capped with a reasonable attack, 19.4. Very normal attack speed, not even 300% crit damage, and no extra rage regen. It will be the same story for Nyx. He's got the Tear of Twilight. That is basically the whole story. He is A5. People will probably comment on that. The only DPS boost he's getting is from the A1. This is just 1 extra bounce, and you saw he has plenty of DPS. And if you feel like you're lacking and you have an A0 Comet, throw him in Soulbound Arcana, throw him in Cataclysm, Hell's Lament, whatever you want to do. He'll be a lot better. Ageless Wrath, it's all going to be fine. That's going to be Comet. For Nyx, we've got her in a Night Terror set. You can farm this in Gear 8 too. Pretty simple. 1 crit damage piece and 2 attack bonus pieces. Calamity on the left. For the total stats, 16.4k attack, 2.2 second attack interval. Actually, a little bit slow. Just over 300% crit damage from that 1 right side main stat piece, 323.5%. She's crit capped, no extra rage regen once again. For the artifact, she is in a Sharp Shooter's Crest. And those are our only legendaries. We'll pick it up now with Dolores. We're never in a moment where she could die, but just in general, I like to build her tanky. So I'm looking for attack bonus on everything because she's an inspiration unit. And then I'm hunting for flat attack and tankiness. And the really key thing is just getting her in her exclusive piece. If you are using better gear for other people, you could run her broken set, but I would suggest putting her in her exclusive amulet. Just makes the run so much more reliable. Same story here, attack bonus, flat attack, flat HP bonus. And then we're just looking for attack bonus, flat attack, some HP, and the same story, attack bonus and HP. For the artifact, she's in a maxed out Golden Scarab. Let's keep going. Vortex, we've got Inspiration on the right side, or Invigoration, I should say. Looking for HP and speed. And then we've got actually Whirlwind on the left, just looking for attack speed and HP bonus. Not much to it. He's probably overkill on the speed, 671. You could build him a lot slower. I'd say 450 attack speed or faster is fine. 4 HP, you'll probably want him at least 35k HP. I went for 40k, and it's a pretty simple build. We picked up a little bit extra rage regen, and he's got 89 heal effect. For the artifact, he is in an Elysian Epitaph, a single target healer artifact. Let's go straight to Hollow now. She's in a Golden Scarab. She's in a similar kind of build. She is in Warlord on the left. That was just so she could get a little extra attack speed from this breastplate here. And then she's got Invigoration on the right, attack bonus with a little bit of tankiness, speed, and rage regen, attack speed with the same kind of stuff, and then attack bonus just like that bangle. The total stats, she has got 29.6k HP, 16.6k attack, 1.4 second interval. Again, probably a bit overkill on that attack speed, as I tend to do. 55.5% rage regen, 65 heal effect. Could have definitely lightened up on the attack speed and done some extra heal effect on her, but it was fine. And we talked about the Golden Scarab. That will be our Hollow. Let's continue on now. I think that covers the whole top row. Lunaria we did not deploy. So actually a big part of that BP you're seeing here is just from Lunaria because she was in some solid gear. Livian, this could be any tank. I just like her because she's got stuns and she's a free-to-play unit as a fusion. She's in all tier 1 gear. We're going Guardian here with a little bit of attack speed, and that's basically it. Tankiness and attack speed. Same story here on the left side with the Life Force. She was never, at risk of dying, so you could have way lower stats than I had. 91k HP, 6,300 defense, 1.3 second attack interval. That's just nice so she can keep getting some stuns out. And then for the artifact, she's in a Bastion Ring. Let's go to our other tank now, Olog. He's also in a Bastion Ring. This is really nice just for the extra block. He's in the exact same kind of gear. Guardian on the right, Life Force on the left. Again, you don't need that much tankiness if you're bringing good tanks. They can easily be epics. 95k HP, 7,700 defense. This build is a bit of overkill, and that's going to be our Olog. Who is remaining? I think that's basically it. We'll go over Nyx and Idril to wrap it up. I showed you Nyx here, actually. we did that when we did Comet. But here's Idril. She's the only DPSer wearing any left side gear that is tier 2, and then she's all tier 3 on the right. I'm going for the triple stats here, attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. attack bonus, flat attack, crit damage, crit rate. Nice little piece. Not the best rolls in the world. Then we've got attack bonus, attack bonus, attack bonus. Trying to get her crit capped, trying to get her fast enough, and trying to get some amount of crit. 14.5k attack, 1.1 second attack interval. 102.5 crit rate, so she's capped. 291 crit damage, not even 300%. No extra rage regen. For the artifact, she's in the Spirit Siphon. You can also easily run her, and I actually did this in my Epics Only run. You can easily run her in an Idril's Gaze, whatever you prefer. Let's talk about substitutions, because there really are so many. Like, honestly, too many to count. I guess we'll start with Comet and Nyx, and believe it or not, they're doing the same role. You don't really need any piercing damage or magic damage for this. You just need AoE. It's pretty simple. So many units could do this. Boreas, phenomenal. Virna, phenomenal. With good gear, Morrigan could do it. If we continue on, just quickly, Talon would be a great unit to replace like your Livian. When she's in bear mode, she could be a tank and a DPS for you. Kai would be very good at this. Hotsit would be broken good for this. Ingrid, completely broken. Ajax, a little broken. Razak, just as good as Nyx for this. There's so many options. Any good AoE DPS is going to be fine. Beatrix, God tier, though you'd have to worry a little bit about the flying around. Even Kriya with good gear could do this. Dahlia would be extremely strong at this. There's a lot of stuff. And I'll finally say Honora is amazing for this, and then you don't even potentially need Dolores because she can't even buff Honora. It depends what's going on with your Idril over here. I actually, when I moved to the legendaries, was using Honora, and I thought she was too strong. She was just one-shotting the waves when she ulted in the same exact fracture set that Comet's in, so I ended up swapping Comet in instead. I thought Honora was too strong. So many options, and then I'll tell you, you'll see this in my Epic Only guide, but I use iannah and Soleil. I actually have the builds they were in. Good builds, but very doable. If you've got them and you don't want to use legendaries for some reason, Soleil, always underrated, such a queen. Those are the stats. For other epics, it basically would just be a Bizu, and then I could work if you've got an A5I and a really good build. Starting tomorrow, when most of you guys are going to see this guide, I will have dual faction membership in Northerner, so that will help her in a pretty huge way. Those will cover your DPS. Idril for this specific strat is a little bit irreplaceable, but I will tell you, the whole build of your team comp and everything will get so much easier if you just put her in Infernal Roar or Cataclysm. Just do that. It's so much better. I just chose to do this for accessibility purposes, but she was one-shotting all those flying around jerks like it was nothing in my Epics Only run when I had her in some endgame Cataclysm. So you've got the good gear, use it. Absolutely. For the tanks, like I said, literally any tank would work. Olog's nice because of his shields, so he's really, really durable. And then Livian actually has a great survivability because of her stuns. She also buys you some extra time. If you wanted a little double dip, you could do Malvira, does a ton of DPS for this. Broke here obviously would be about as tanky as you could get. King Hearts can give a lot of survivability if you have him A1 or higher with his shields. Constant's phenomenal if you want to do inspiration that way. Tons of options. Any of these legendary tanks would work, except maybe Aurum or Azor at that point. Edith, just use your epics. They're better. And then for the epics, Baron, really good. I actually did a run with Meriel. That was good. Isolde can do it if you're running a Northerner comp. I do that in my epics only version. Avalyn, very good. There's a lot of good options. And then again, you can bring some tanky fighters. I struggled bringing units like Estrid in a tanky build or Volca, but certainly Talon, even though she's a marksman, she's really, really good for this. You could get Abomination, would be amazing for this. There's a lot of good options here. Valderon obviously would be god tier. There's so many Ares, really good. Tons of stuff you could do. Just put them in a Lunacy Visor so they have a little extra block unless you've got a ton of DPS. Finally, for your healers, just bring Element if you've got her. You'll have to change your deploys ever so slightly, but the Wood Elf makes up for it. She'll make the rage so much easier. Aelin is phenomenal for this. Dasami can do it, though the heals aren't as good. He's got the good range. Fersi, phenomenal. Narissa, phenomenal. If you're running a Watcher comp, which is what I did in my Epics run, I used Ein, but you could use Leia, and she could do a similar job to Elowen. She gets the bigger ult range. Tallulah okay for this. Lily, very good epic for this. Tons and tons and tons of options. And then the final thing, if you don't want to deal with annoying Dolores or you don't have her exclusive amulet, just bring Diao Chan. She can be A0. Diao Chan is just strictly much better than Dolores for this, in my opinion. So there you have it. I really hope this helps a lot of people. I put far too much time into this. It's affected my whole day. At this point, it's been about 6.5 hours. I don't know what I'm doing, but if it helps just one of you, it was worth it. I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, please do subscribe to the channel. Let me know your comments below. I'll have my Stage 7 guide tomorrow, along with the Epics Only run showcase of this, in case anyone just wants to see that. Thank you. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.